Good morning, good afternoon, hello friends from all around the world. Here we go again on the daily morning analysis for cryptocurrency trading, futures, and stocks. I talk about futures and stocks. What I'm really doing is I actually do focus on I do focus on fewer type of commodities or coins to trade. Mostly because that's how you make money. You can't be all over the board looking for things that could blow up. What you can do is really to focus on a couple core coins, and then try to find the trend, and then ride the trend as much as possible without exposing yourself to a lot of risk. So without further ado, let's get started with today's analysis. It's August 11th, and let's look at Bitcoin first. Bitcoin has made some interesting fluctuation yesterday. We're looking at the day time frame right now. As you can see, the upward trend is still very strong, even though it seems that it's making sort of consolidation here. And then for the day trend, I'll have to adjust them to the tip of the wick right here. And it looks like Bitcoin is making consolidations between 46,000 and 45,000. Given the way that, let's move it around a little bit, because of this candlestick, let's apply atom theory and see where this could go. All right, so it looks like all of this are still within the prediction of atom theory. Based on atom theory, after the breakout, the Bitcoin will make a couple consolidations and then try to aim for 52,000. Wow, okay. So we're still, on the trend to hit 54,000, unless we see some, sudden significant drop today that breaks the atoms pattern. If not, then chances are we might be seeing 52,000, and then it'll quickly drop back down to 48, 47,000, 46,000, right? This is just a prediction. It's just a guesstimate at best. But more often than not, the probability of this scenario to become a reality is reasonably high given how the trend is going right now. So let's just wait and see. I'm still hopeful. Having said that, there's given how the atom theory is predicting, it's possible that we will be seeing a upward breakout today. If not, then maybe a couple more consolidations here within the range. And if it doesn't hold within the range and then breaks out this consolidation area, chances are we might be heading downwards to find another support in this area. And then at that point, I'll just be very cautious. But before that, we're still on track to a very nice bullish run. And I would say stop worrying about tomorrow. You can't predict tomorrow. All you can do, or what they say is the only thing that you have is right now. So let's focus on the trend and then see if there is an opportunity for us to make a couple trades today. All right, so let's zoom into the 4-hour time frame. I'm gonna just do a reset. I like to view my chart with a couple more range, because this makes the larger trend to become visible on your screen, and it helps you to look back at where it was, a few months ago, and try to find out whether or not there could be some level of support or resistance from the from this area. Remember from yesterday, we were talking about a large swap between the support and the resistance part and the support part, right? This is a very nice swap. It could go up like here and then make something like this, or it could be, you know, the beginning of another downtrend spiral and all the way down to 20,000 or even 10,000. Wow, 10,000 seems to be so far behind us, right? But as a matter of fact, it was just last year. This is how fast the crypto world evolves. Oh my God. Well, okay. So having said that, it might not be that easy for Bitcoin to break out the 46,000 area because as you can see, there's a pretty strong support resistance here. There's a very strong resistance line here, and for the last couple days, Bitcoin has been trying to break out. None of them are successful. But the good thing is, you know, we're seeing this very nice uptrend. It's still the form of the trend is still not, alternated. So I will be hopeful. That we'll be seeing some level of breakout today. However, having said that, it doesn't mean that it's safe for us to get in, because looking at the 4-hour line, right? We're all about the trend now. Looking at the 4-hour line, if we draw according to, okay, up, down, up, down, up, low, okay, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. The trend is very nice. The trend is very nice for the 4-hour or even the 1-hour line. But we're seeing this huge wall in front of us that none of these were able to make breakout for the last few days. And if it doesn't work, it might come back down to the support at 45,000. And if it does make a breakout, then I will be trading either here or here. Right, I'll be trading either here or there. We'll have to wait until the breakout happens. If it doesn't happen, I would hold my long-term trading positions. Remember, pay attention to the word long-term trading. By long-term, I mean 4 hours or longer. If you plan to hold this position for longer than 4 hours, or you plan to hold this position for a couple of days, I would recommend you to hold until we see some level of breakout. But if you're looking for some short-term gains from within this consolidation, we'll probably need to go back to the 1-hour time frame. This is a very nice trend because it breaks out the support and quickly put back up. If you were to be able to trend somewhere here, then you should be in a very good position. I actually got in a bit late yesterday. I was trading the day before yesterday, and then yesterday I got in a bit late. I placed my placed my trade here, which is still a good good position. But you see there's this downward wick right here. The shadow actually reached my stop loss, and then made my positions gone, and then it tested another one before it finally took off, and then quickly hits a wall, then went back down, then trying again, then went back down. It might try again today. So there's this small upward area where if you're planning to do long, if you're planning to open your long position here, even on the hourly time frame, it's still a bit risky because there's a very high probability that it'll hit the wall and then go all the way back, and then you're in the deep shit, right? Like you don't want to lose money right off the bat. So even on the hourly time scale, I still don't recommend doing a long position. If you're doing a short position, this is where you should pay attention to, right? If you're planning to short, you should always short at the top end of the spectrum of the consolidation area. And if we were to move into the 15, yeah, well, if you don't mind, some level of risk, you have to make sure that your risk, you don't hold a bigger risk than what you're getting, right? Your win loss ratio needs to be high, because chances are you will be losing quite a few of your trade. But if your win loss ratio is high, when you actually make profit, you make large enough profit to cover all of your losses from before. And if you are looking on the short trend, the 15-minute time frame or the 5-minute time frame, there are still opportunities to trade. If you're anxious, if you're like me, you have to place a trade every 15 minutes. Okay, then right now it's probably a good opportunity, because you see in the 15-minute time frame, there's a reasonably well-defined support and resistance line right here, right? This is the 15K. I don't want to, oops. This is a 15K text. 15, I can't type. 15K. And if the price comes down, it bounces back. If the price comes down, it bounces back. So I would be probably waiting here. Oh, I don't have my, okay, this is not my trading account. It's just paper trading. Never mind. So I would be paying attention when the price level comes down here. All right, maybe what I'll do is I'll set up an alert, because why not trade at 15K when you can trade? Why trade at 15K when you can? Why trade at 1 hour time frame or 4 hour time frame when you can trade at 15K, right? Or even better, 1K. That would be something, right? So here we go, right? Let's look at the chart here. If it goes down here, if the price goes down here, there's possibility that it bounces back, or it went through a little bit and then retest here, right? So you are actually taking your chances here, and then you're betting that it might go back up because of the trend, right? There's higher probability of the price going up to the resistance here. So what I'll do is I will place a trade here, and then have my support very close. By support, I mean stop loss. So my trade will be here, my stop loss will be here. So if the price breaks out this support line, it means that there's a very high probability that the trend no longer exists on the 15-minute time scale, and I might as well get out. So the actual loss will be probably 0.05% or so. But if I'm right, there's this reasonably well uptrend up here. So the win-loss ratio it's okay, it's acceptable. On the smaller scale, that is. I'm still debating whether or not I should trade on the 15-minute level, because it's just very exhausting. And the win rate, because of how you look at all these candle bars, right? They all have the wicks up and down, shooting up and down like crazy. This basically means that there's a lot of people trying to pull the price to different levels, and if you trade at too small of a time frame, chances are your stop loss might be triggered and before it takes off. So the win rate will be even lower when you're doing trades on this time frame. But sometimes people like to trade. Sometimes the only opportunity, as for example, if you're trading on the 1 hour time frame, there's no way you should be placing your trades within the next few hours. But if you're anxious, if your finger, if your entire brain will die if you don't place a trade right now, like within the next 15 minutes, this is probably where you could find a good opportunity to get into the game. So I will for Bitcoin, I would just wait for the price to break out 46,668, around that area. You know what I mean. And makes a healthy comeback. Reconfirm this support exists, then this is where I would place the majority of my bets on. And then here, looking at the prices coming down here, on the 15-minute or even 5-minute, sure, why not, right? Because this is clearly a support that was not that's held up very well for the last few days. So here we go. I would, for the serious traders, I would hold until the direction it's a bit longer, it's a bit nice, more clear. But if you want to trade on the if you just want a quick in and out right now, it's a good opportunity. 4,600. I would just place a limit stop, but make sure that your stop loss is very close by, because you don't want this to happen, right? Sometimes that does happen, and when that happens, you're in deep shit, man. I don't want you to lose your money. That is, and this is not investment advice. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I would trade. Okay, this is what I would do. I'm not telling you to do it. Remember that. I'm just telling you what I would do if the price level comes to this. And the reason that I'm doing these videos is because I want to share with you my thoughts, and I want to be at the same time I want to be able to hone on my trading skills. That's all there is. All right. So Bitcoin. Let's wait, be patient. But since everything in the crypto world is somewhat connected, if Bitcoins are like this, what about Ethereum? Ooh, look at it. Look at that. So if we switch back to the day frame, very nice breakout yesterday, actually. But then it quickly went back down. But if for approximately 5 more hours, when this candle bar is formulated, chances are if the price level can withhold above this so-called resistance line, we might be seeing some real action. Because according to Atom theory, let's just assume that this has happened, right? I'm just going to include as much candle bar as possible. 4,000 target, 39, 4,000. Yeah. So there's still a lot to go up for if this happens, right? If this breakout is successful. So let's just hope, wait and see if they can actually make the breakout. And again, during this process, on the day time frame, there's not a lot to trade because there's just not a lot of trade. If you want to find an opportunity within the 4-hour time frame, let's see if there's actually the 4-hour level, it has made a breakout. Let me see. I don't know. It could at least at least it made a breakout in terms of the box, right? The consolidation area. Reasonable breakout here. So I guess this could be a very okay. Let's look at this. So on the 4-hour time frame, ETH doing something very interesting. So let's do a atom flip. Oh, it's too big. I'm gonna do an atom flip here using this, because the reason that I'm using this candle bar is because it made a nice breakout, and then the closing price is above the resistance line from that box. Oops. I'll do it again. Sorry about that. Okay, I'll include as much as possible, and then I'll flip that. Okay, so what Atom Theory is telling us, the price might go up to 3,300. All right, it's on its way, and then it'll go up to 3,450 before it comes down for correction. However, the next couple K bar, the candle bar, it's not promising. It keeps coming back to coming back to the support, right? It means that it's forming its own consolidation right after the breakout, and people are not sure what to do. We'll see about that. But still, it's nice that the 4-hour time frame level, we're seeing something really, really nice. And chances are, because it's the consolidation happening here, what I'll do, just because there has been a nice breakout, what I'll do is I will actually look for opportunities here on the 3,200. Right, opportunities on the 3203, 02. So we go. ETH opportunity at 3,200. Right, so let's look for opportunities. Let's look for opportunities here. Let's look for opportunities here, right? Oops. Let's look for opportunities here. This would be a very nice point of entry on the 4-hour time frame. And let's look at 1 hour 15. So 1 hour 15 looks similar, right? Then let's just set up an alarm here, close to 32. Okay, because so the reason I set up here is, as you can see, right? Sometimes sometimes the candle bars, they make a very, very quick downward wick, and then it gets pulled back up right away. This is very, very happen. This is very often. This happens very often in the crypto world, just because how fluctuate things are, and that's why sometimes when we place a limit order around this area, you might get, within the break of a second, somebody might pick you up, and then there we go. You have a very nice position close to the support resistance line. But nonetheless, whether or not it comes down to pick you up, or it comes slowly down, my recommendation is still to get into the market. The point of entry is no bigger than here. So right now it's still a bit higher than I want it to be. I'll be waiting patiently. The other reason is you see the slope, right? It might come down eventually. Every single breakout comes down to the support line. Every single one. Almost every single one. There's very, very few exceptions. It's just how much time it takes, right? Sometimes it takes years. You just don't have that time. But then again, here is what I would trade, and I'll just be patiently waiting for the price to hit 3,200 for ETH. So that is for ETH. ICP, my favorite coin. I bought a couple ICP. I bought another 100, maybe 200 ICP yesterday, just because it hit. I think at 69. I'm slowly buying ICP at the right price at the right time. But you don't have to this is just what I'm doing. It's not a recommendation. It's not an advice. If anything, I've lost millions of dollars trading these cryptocurrencies, so don't follow me. But I'm just sharing with you my thoughts. And they're looking at ICP, right? There has been some really nice consolidation happening within this range right after a couple. Let's switch back to the day time frame. All right, now it's reasonably clear. So we're seeing major resistance at the 76.43 $76.43, and the price has come down from yesterday, right? And remember yesterday that we have our Adam's target here at about 100. It's still on course to hit. It just might be doing a couple consolidation before it goes up and then hits our target price. This could happen very, very quickly, right? You just don't know. So there's another support here. So if it doesn't work out here, there's also an opportunity for it to drop down to the different level of support before it comes back up. All of these can be possible. This is cryptocurrency, for God's sake, right? It's just everything is possible. Don't believe yourself. Like whatever you think that will happen might not be right. Just look at the biggest reason that I'm still surviving today is I don't believe my own thoughts. Like what I think of the market doesn't really matter. What the market's telling me matters, right? Right now it's telling me the price is $69.85. Then that's the truth and the only truth. It doesn't matter whether or not I think ICP can reach $100 or it can reach $25. It'll be right. The thought will be right when the price hits $25, but then it's probably for a very different reason than what I than the reason that I came up with. So it doesn't really matter. My recommendation really is to look at the trend and then just trade along with the trend, because the trend never lies, right? And then think of everything in terms of probability. There is nothing that will happen for sure. Just this is a very, very good example of that. You thought that ICP will just keep going, but no, it doesn't, right? So let's look at if there's an opportunity. I actually like it when price drops, because it means that we have opportunities to get in before it goes back up, right? If it ever goes back up. So the day time frame doesn't really tell us much other than this strong resistance right here. There's a reasonable support that we're seeing. I don't know if it'll hold, but let's look into the 4 hour. Let's zoom into the 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour time frame, I'm just gonna change this to, I'm gonna use this to move around as our different time frame support. So I would delete the day time frame text so that I don't get confused later. So this used to be the support line for this part, right? But right now, has made a breakout on the opposite side. So it doesn't look very, very hopeful for the long position holders. But then again, you never know, right? But if you want to open a long position, it might not be the time to do so. But what I'll do is I'll wait for, because the support, it's downshifted to here, defined by this and this candlestick. So these two, this one and this one. All right, so these two wicks, or so this one and this one, right? So there's 4 of them. these couple ones, they show you, oops. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. On the 15K, I just set the alarm. Okay. If you're in the 15K, trading, this is your opportunity. I don't want to do the trade because I see how well it bounces back once it hits here. So there's ample opportunity if you want to get in. This is probably where you should get in. Let's see. I'll probably just buy. I'll buy some because buy the dip. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm done. Oh, look. It's bouncing back up. Guess what I'll do? Just because it bounces up and down like this, I think it makes a reasonable sense if I were to place an order here. I'll just test it out, and then with very, very tiny bit of risk, it might come down again, right? So this is how I trade. This is purely guessing. I don't recommend this unless you have a lot of money to throw away. But then again, my risk is very low. This is a lottery ticket. My total cost might be $30, $40, right? So, all right, let's get back to ICP. Look at this. Okay, so the same thing goes with the same thing. It's just ICP is having the similar thing, right? So there's this very strong support. I'm not sure because there's this major consolidation here and then it comes down again. There's actually, as you were saying, there's actually a exchange of support resistance right here. I will probably not trade here because it's pretty weak. I will wait until this level. Oops. I will wait until the consolidation is completed, then break out here, comes back, retest this support, then I'll get in. I'll get in here. So I'll get in at 70.67. That's how I would trade. I'll get in at 70.67. 70.67 for ICP. Wow, still pretty high, right? But then again, that's the trend. If this happens, if it doesn't, chances are it might be. So this might happen, right? You don't want to be caught in the middle of that. And I will not be trading here. The risk just too high. Chances are it might not bounce back. It might. I just don't want to take the risk because ICP is a much smaller and much smaller coin. The volume is really not there. And then look at this trend, right? Not a big fan. Not a big fan. Okay, so I guess not a lot of action to be packed today. I'll just be patiently waiting. There's probably not going to be a lot of opportunities for the next 1 or 2 hours. I guess I will stop analysis now and then come back maybe later this afternoon to see if there's a good opportunity to trade. And then I'll upload a updated video then. There's a couple more coins that I think is worth considering or at least focusing right now. Uniswap is a reasonably well. It has showed reasonably well trend, and right now it's at its day range. So I would say this is probably where we should pay very big, so yeah, 29.70.50, 29.750 and 760 is where we should pay attention to. So definitely Uniswap is something that we should pay attention to today. BNB, it's at its Atom target, so I will just hold on until it breaks breaks out, and then I'll trade. Dogecoin, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Dogecoin anymore. I used to, but it seems that Elon Musk has abandoned it, and then I suddenly lost all my interest. But still, right now it's at this very critical level. I would pay attention here. If it bounce back within reasonable level, look, if it's bounced back, the support line is tested, I will get in. Probably with some not futures though, not contract futures, but just the coin itself, because this thing fluctuates like crazy. FTT is a good coin, because I myself I trade on the ftx.com. FTT is the platform coin. It has shown a lot of potential, and it went up from 28. So the last couple of weeks, the low point was like 22, 21. I bought like 1,000 of them, but then now it's at 52. There's still good opportunity, because last time, the comeback is actually quite significant for FTT. Look at this, right? It's crazy. And then because FTT got really got a lot of investment for the last few videos, the last few days, and there's really a lot of good opportunity to trade FTT, but right now it's at a point where I don't know, it's too close to its all-time high at 64, and there hasn't been a lot of corrections. I will be cautious. I'll be very careful with how FTT acts, but then still the upward trend is nowhere to be. You can't don't short it. I mean, unless the trend shows that it's short. There's an opportunity to short. Right now, actually, I would put an alert here, just to make sure that, okay, if there's an opportunity, I might or might not get in. All right, DOT ADA, Cardano is not my favorite coin. It has made really, really good, significant jump. But it's similar to a lot of other coins, right? They're at the critical, support level to see if, the support exists, and then it might go back up, or it might break depending on how Bitcoin works. The other one will be Sol. Solana is a coin that has really, I believe, from the application level, it has a lot of potential. However, at the same time, there's a lot of people using its applications, so that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. And the trend is reasonably well. The price actually held up pretty good during the last downtrend, and then slowly coming back up to where it was when Bitcoin was at, I believe, $50,000 or $55,000. People do trade it. The trend is nice. I'll look for opportunity to get into the game. I don't hold any Solana right now. I don't have any of the coins. I wouldn't trade the futures. Although I'm looking at the future chart, but I wouldn't trade the futures. Based on the chart, what I'll do is I'll look at the 4-hour line. Okay, yeah, very healthy upward rally trend. Let's see where the day. Okay, so this is a tiny breakout, I guess. This is a very good breakout. Let's just do a quick flip. Okay. Still a lot more to come, right? Based on Atom theory, we might be seeing it hitting 52. It's a very real possibility right now with how the trend is, and if there's opportunity for us to get in. So let's see. On the 1 hour time frame, yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait until the support is breaking out. Oops. I'll wait for a breakout and then get in here, right? I'll get in here. If not, then I'll get in here. So either way, I wouldn't be buying. I wouldn't be getting into the game right here. Oh, look, it's making a move. All right. Yay. So, and what I'll do is I'll set up alarm here, and I'll set up alarm here. In case it falls back down, then there's probably a good opportunity for me to get in. All right. Okay, so that's it for this morning, folks. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll be seeing you this afternoon for an update, just because there's not a lot to trade today. Yeah, I'll be bored. I'll look at NASDAQ. Oh yeah, what happened to my NASDAQ?